Hey, I'm Shanda Golden, and we're here today on location at Red Hawk Studios. We're hanging out with Greg Golden and Frank Hannon. How's it going? How's it going?
It's going great. You know why? Because we're celebrating the Greg Golden Band album.
Right on, right on. So let's talk about the roots of it. How did you gentlemen meet, and how did this come about? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. When I was a kid, any guitar player, I don't just talk about me, but in the 70s and 80s, around here in Northern California, if you wanted a really cool guitar, everybody knew that you would drive to Reno and go to this magical, mystical guitar shop called Bizarre Guitar. Serious, Bizarre Guitar was known all over the place as the place to go to get something cool. So we used to play gigs in Reno in the early 80s, and I would go up to Bizarre Guitar, look in the window, and but I never knew that the guy that owned it, this guy here, actually played guitar really well until I met you in Reno on the Six String Soldiers tour.
Right, Max Volume introduced you, right?
Yeah, at the radio station, but I had heard about Greg from Paul Holgate and other people, but I never really knew how well Greg played until we did a show together, remember? And then
you called me up on stage at the Gas Lamp in Long Beach to play with you guys when the Six String Soldier tour was going, and got to jam with you and Gary Hoey on a few songs.
Wasn't that cool?
It was way awesome.
Well, that was unexpected because you were down there for what, with the NAMM show?
Correct.
Yeah.
And it was a Wednesday night.
It was a Wednesday night, and my band was playing at a club near the NAMM show, and but the first time I jammed with you was in the basement of your store.
That's correct.
Yeah, and Rocky was there too. Hi,
Rocky was there. Rocky was there. So check out In the Vault one of the lost episodes of Frank Hannon Band, and Rocky was in there. Okay, Rocky, go. Good boy. Yeah. So anyway, remember we jammed in your basement?
Yep.
And what songs did we do?
Oh, we were doing some stuff like some Trower, Hendrix, ZZ Top, a little everything. We played for a long time.
For like 4 hours.
Yeah.
And
Holgate was there, and Sandoval.
Yeah, Sandoval. Courtney was there.
So what was the motivator to finally get the album going? Because you had been telling people for quite some time now, I'm going to have a CD, and then now we have a CD. So what was the thing where you finally said, okay, I've got to do this CD?
I've always been a Tesla fan, always been a Frank Hannon fan, and after the Six String Soldier album came out, the sounds and everything that was in it was just reminiscent of what I thought I would like to have on an album. And I contacted Frank, and Frank made it happen for us.
So how long did you have the actual music? Because Frank was instrumental in helping you write the lyrics.
We had some of the music pieces. I had written some of the music pieces like 25 years ago. I had pieces to a lot of stuff. We just put the puzzle together.
Okay.
And it was produced. Frank produced the entire album. It was just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of these pieces you've had for a long time, like the music for Shanda Amadeo, right?
The
little
35 years or something.
35 years ago. So anyway, Greg called me, and because I always thought, well, from the little experience I had with Greg, was that he just mainly did, ZZ Top and Robin Trower. I didn't know he had any original ideas. And then he called me out of the blue and said, hey man, I really love Six String Soldiers album. Would you produce an album for me? And I said, yeah, I would love to. Not knowing that he had any ideas for songs.
Right.
So I suggested to Greg to make me a really rough recording of just any basic riff ideas that he had. And like he just says, some of them went back 35 years.
Right.
So he had, when you have a history of riffs like that, it's a lot of fun for a producer like me to be able to listen to them and think, okay, I can turn this into something special.
Right. And you guys did this actually very quickly. Is that typical or no?
It's different with every album.
Pretty fast.
Some albums happen very quickly and very what we call magically.
Right.
It all falls together. Some of them are like pulling teeth and having a baby. It's like, and usually those are the ones that suck. The ones that come together really fast and spontaneous are usually the best records. Like Van Halen 1, I heard it was done in like 2 weeks.
Right.
This record, see, being in Tesla, I knew that I was going to have a very limited amount of time.
Right.
So I said, okay, Greg, I'll make you a deal. I will produce this record, but we have to have it done before Christmas. So as soon as he gave me the green light to do that, I immediately started listening to his ideas, and the guys came up here. How many? What? Like 2 or 3 weekends?
A few more than that, I think, but
You were up here
of that
quite a
pretty-
bit. Yeah.
But over the weekends, it was like you'd come up on a Friday,
yeah.
leave on a Sunday.
Right.
We did that 3 or 4 times, and it all just fell together automatically.
Right.
And
So what did you find, what did you enjoy the most about the process of actually making the album? Because it was a fast process, but what did you enjoy the most?
Having Frank's energy, which is positive and just gets the job done. Just I'm used to getting things finished, and he's a finisher.
So you guys were
And
able
we
to...
just worked together and just got it
Right.
done.
Okay. Right on. Do you have the track that you are the most proud of? I know you can't say that really because you have... It's like saying who's your favorite child.
Track 1, Far Away, is my favorite track. Track 3 is my second favorite, and that's the one that Frank sings,
Yeah, he
belts it
sings
out.
on.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I am not a singer, but I can.
No, I think you've got a great
Yes,
voice.
well,
Me
thank
too.
you.
The new album's awesome, World Peace. I love your voice.
Yeah, me too.
Heavy metal hippie.
Born free.
Yeah.
I'm half singer, half comedian, and you know, like heavy metal hippies, kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing. Jack Black's one of my favorite comedians / singers. My wife gives me hell all the time because I'm always just kind of clowning around. And the idea for old school rock and roll,
Yeah.
you know, that feeling is just, you know, it's not taking things too seriously.
Right.
Which a lot of bands, you know, I like to call them shoegazers, man. They just stare at the floor and they're depressed and singing about my dad beat me and I hate the world. Screw that, man. I'm a fan of Van Halen, Montrose, you know, rock
Right.
and roll.
Yes.
And so that's what the song Old School Rock and Roll is about, is having a good time. And that's a perfect example. Greg came to me and said, hey, man, I got this riff. And he's playing the riff. And my job for the project was to take his riffs and turn them into songs.
Right.
That's any job, any producer's job is to listen to the artist and coach them with their riffs and turn them into songs.
Right, right. So I guess the next question is, when are you guys going to do it again? When are you doing it again?
Maybe at the end of the year when Frank has time.
Okay.
I'll write some riffs. in the
Something a little
meantime.
heavier?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. I noticed you're not wearing a wedding ring. Are you married?
To you.
Okay.
Good answer, Greg.
So that's right. One more question. Maybe it's a silly question, but obviously you know now that this is my husband and he owns a guitar shop. So what guitar did you play on the album? Because you've got so many.
I played 9 different guitars, but I played my 54 Les Paul that I routed myself in the early 70s.
Which one is it in this picture?
It is the one right there.
Nice.
So, hence the name Golden. Greg is the king of the gold top
He is.
Les Paul guitar.
Yeah. So who were some of the singers on your album?
There were 3.
Okay.
Randy Scholes.
Yes.
Randy Scholes sang the last singer to sing with Montrose. Amazing singer. He did 7 songs on the album.
And he has a lovely wife.
And Jeff Sandoval was the lead singer of Frank's band in the Six String Soldier album.
Right.
As well, he did 2 songs for us that sound amazing. And then Frank did my second favorite song on the album, which rocks totally.
Old
does.
school.
Yeah.
We almost were going to call the album Old School.
Yeah.
Right. I like it like that, just pure
I like
and
it.
simple. And then the next album that you're going to do at the end of the year is going to be heavier. Are we
Sure.
thinking heavier?
Well, we don't know really
Yeah.
until it
How come it
comes.
goes out, 'cause
But it'll probably definitely feature Paul Holgate.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
we didn't get Paul on this album, and Paul's a team player of Greg's for many
Totally.
years.
Just played the Hard Rock last night with Paul.
At
It
the
was
Vinyl
awesome.
Room, yeah, it was a good
And
show.
who else did Paul sing for?
He was a singer for Montrose as well.
See, we have a Montrose connection. See, like I was saying earlier, Northern California, San Francisco, Sacramento, Reno. It's like, you know, it's all part of the 80 corridor.
Yep.
And Ronnie Montrose, Carlos Santana, Neil Sean,
Chuck Ruff, Edgar Winter.
Chuck Ruff, Edgar Winter. A lot of the Northern California musicians go between San Francisco, Reno, Sacramento. And Montrose produced early Tesla stuff. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
And he was like a coach to me. The stuff that I learned from Ronnie is kind of what I incorporated with Greg on this. And Greg goes back with Ronnie.
I do. I knew Bill Church, and I actually had the opportunity to jam a couple times with Bill. And Bill's from Reno. He was an amazing bass player with Montrose all the years. Total respect to Bill. Love the guy.
Yeah.
Nice.
And tell us some more about Ronnie, though.
Ronnie used to consign amps, buy amps, trade guitars. It was amazing. Chuck Ruff was his drummer and was one of my best friends, and he would bring Ronnie to the store, and he'd buy stuff, and we'd fix guitars and stuff. I had quite a history with him. Super nice guy, the best.
I've heard nothing but great things
He's
about
awesome.
him.
A legend.
Lovely.
Yeah, totally.
Northern California
Amazing
legend. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, you can pick up the album now on iTunes, so it's there. We also sell them online through BazaarGuitar.com and at the
And
store.
GreatGoldenBand.com, too.
Yeah, GreatGoldenBand.com. So there's all kinds of places you can get it. You want to pick up this album. It's an excellent album. I'm not just saying that because he's my husband. Maybe kind of, but it is an excellent album. All right, we're running out of time, so I got to let you go. I know you've got rehearsal somewhere else, another location. So we will see you guys later, right? Thanks for being on my show.
Thanks,
right.
Greg.
Thank you very
How
much.
about
Yeah.
a kiss? All right, see you later.
Yeah.